What's up, team? Let's talk about one of the most overlooked and biggest reasons that you're not getting the body that you want.
And that is stress, which may sound a bit like a generalized term. So let's break it down and show you why it's stopping you losing fat and getting the body you want.
Okay, let's jump straight into this. Let's take a trip down memory lane. So back in times before now, before we were so developed, before we had the society that we have nowadays, it was much more simple. Shit was simple. It was hunter to gatherer. If we were getting attacked by something, our body was like, oh no, fight or flight response. And basically our sympathetic nervous system would kick in. It would do a multitude of things. It would release some amazing hormones, things like cortisol and adrenaline. What would happen? Blood would come away from your digestive system, go to the muscles of your body to help you fight or to run faster. Your blood would have a coagulant in it, so if you were cut, you would clot quicker. All these things.
Your eyesight sharpens.
Exactly, all these things to help you stay alive. The problem is that stress response has not changed.
Thanks, JC. Absolutely cracking start. So you can already start to see that we are very well adapted to dealing with acute bouts of stress. Give yourself a pat on the back for evolution. Smashed it. But nowadays, we're not always being chased by lions.
Hope not.
I'm really glad of that. But there are examples of a good amount of stress or a good acute bout of stress. Give someone an example.
A time that you'd want a good stress response, working out.
There you go. Amazing. It's going to help you focus. It's going to help you perform. Fan-freaking-tastic. The problem is all these other stresses going on nowadays. Our brain is still quite infantile in our development, but our world is up here. We've got work, we've got relationships, we've got all these kind of business bits and pieces going on, all these different stresses every single day, and our body all recognizes them pretty much the same. So a classic example, you sat at your desk and then your lion comes in, your boss, and has a go at you. You're like, oh my God, what happens inside? You create a stress response. You're up here. When the lion disappears, your boss goes back into, why are you saying that? Your boss goes back into his office. You get to relax. You've had the stress response. You come back down. What your body tells you to do is we need to replenish that energy that was used. You ran away from your lion. You ran away from that dinosaur. Back in the day, you used all of that energy. So you do need to store. You do need to replenish. You do need to eat. But if you've been sat at your desk and you haven't moved, you've not gone anywhere, you've just stressed, had that response, your body still tells you to bring energy back in. So what happens? You'll normally go out, what are they going to eat?
Krispy Kremes.
Crispy? Oh.
Any junk food.
Any junk food, anything that's going to quickly give you that energy back in. But the problem is, you don't necessarily need to replenish that energy. So what happens? We get fat.
3 points. Back in the day, they wouldn't have been Krispy Kreme, so you wouldn't have had shit food in the first place. Point number 2, we weren't around when dinosaurs were around, Leon.
That's a different argument.
Point number 3, you referred to our brains as infantile. I know what you meant. You meant that our body hasn't developed as fast as our society.
I didn't mean infantile as in children. I mean in terms of like evolutionary.
Yeah. So it's evolution can't keep up with the speed that we are developing our society, our technology, all that kind of hierarchy.
Our brains have got bigger and all the rest of it, but we haven't unlocked the full potential to deal with it. Yeah. You know.
Okay, let's move on to the next point.
Let's finally move on.
Okay, let's look at some of the culprits and things that happen in our everyday life that we can hopefully change to bring our stress responses down and ultimately make our life a little less stressful and help our body get where we want it to be a lot more healthily, safely, and easier. So let's just talk about cortisol one more time real quickly. It's a really amazing hormone. It gets a lot of bad rap, especially with bodybuilders, because it's catabolic, makes you lose muscle. We haven't got time today, just look it up. It's amazing, the stuff it does. One thing it will do, it will tend to be higher in the morning. It actually helps you wake up in the morning. As the day goes on, you'll see a trend of it decreasing. Obviously, there'll be peaks in this when you get stressed. Problems arise when you're chronically stressed and you get stressed all the time. You start to abuse this natural rhythm and things start to go awry. This is when we're going to see health deteriorate and ultimately fat gain, for the most part. Things that are going to affect this are sleep. If you are lacking in sleep, I mean, just go in PubMed and type in sleep deprivation and fat gain. There will be tons of studies that actually show that just a small reduction in sleep alone can really lead to kind of inverse relationship with kind of fat gain. Ghrelin and leptin, 2 really important hormones, satiety and hunger. Ghrelin is our hunger hormone. That can be affected. So people that tend to sleep less, there's studies to show that they are hungrier throughout the day. Inflammation, disease, autoimmune issues. So that's when your body attacks itself. Normally comes through dysbiosis or holes in your gut lining. Dieting. We'll talk about this in a minute. But dieting is a stressing. Too much exercise also is a stressor.
So what can we do to help? Number one, this one is going to change your life when you look at it for what it is. Don't diet. Everybody diets, but ask yourself the question why and who. The only people that should really be on a diet out there are people like boxers, weightlifters, people that have to be in a specific weight category, or bodybuilders who are going to get on stage and they need to prep. They're the only people that need to diet.
Sure, what we need is we need a lifestyle change. A diet itself is a stressful thing. You're putting stress on food, trying to hit this, trying to hit that. What you need is a lifestyle change. A diet is temporary, hence the results are temporary. A lifestyle change is something that's going to suit you, that you can use prolonged period of time, going to keep you in good shape and at a happy position for here until forever, really. Stimulants. Oh yeah, those things that you reach for after you've been told off by your boss because you need to work harder. Coffee, energy drinks, all these things, yes, they have their place. Before a workout, they can be quite handy, but we do abuse them, and they do, believe it or not, create a stress response. So let's think about reducing them, maybe go for decaf. Even decaf coffees have up to 30 grams of caffeine in them.
Decaf?
You can take these things out or have time off them. If you are a stressed person, like really stressed, cut the coffee, man.
Sleep, there is no two ways about it. You want to be getting 8 hours unbroken every night. If you're not right now, fix it! You need to fix it, right? There's so many different apps, protocols, techniques that you can use to help get you ready for sleep. Make sure that you put some time and focus into it. Honestly, it will change your life.
You're gonna get fined for how many speakers you just blew up. Also, do you know what you just did?
What?
I
just stressed everyone.
No, you were literally just Bilbo from Lord of the Rings when he sees the ring again from the first time for Frodo, and he's like, let me see it, and his eyes get all crazy and he shouts, it's mine!
There's so many memes of that now.
And your general nutrition. Like we said, inflammation, disease, autoimmune issues. So many of these are related to diet. If not, they start with diet. Yeah, I think it was Socrates who actually said all disease starts in the gut. Again, it's something we've talked about before, but your gut is literally your first and last defense between everything in the outside world and you. It's so important that we keep it healthy and we look after it. There's some really, really awesome books, and if there was one thing that I would tell you to go away and do a little bit of research and listen to a podcast on, it would be gut health, because it impacts your life in so many ways. Even, for example, 80% of serotonin is found in your gut, which is your happy hormone. It has its own nervous system called the enteric nervous system. So when people say follow your gut feeling, there might be a little bit more to that than what we think. So I think we've given enough info in this one. Like, if we talk about gut, we'll be here for forever and a day. Yeah. So on that note, I really hope this helped. And we do these videos because we genuinely want to help you guys. And from working with lots of clients and stuff like that, especially with things like sleep, I've always found shift workers are the hardest to get in good shape because of their sleep cycle. So literally do these things if you can. They will make your life better. They will make you healthier. They will make you happier, and they will get you in better shape.
So if you love this video, guys and girls out there, give it a massive thumbs up. You know that really helps us. If there's anything else that you want to know about, leave a comment below. We will always look through the comments. We always reply. So make sure you put them down there. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and we'll see you next week.
Bye, team.